Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Michael Akahane from Duallist Project, and tonight I'm bringing you one sitting into Word and Economica Episode 02. You might be familiar with the title because I have done coverage on Word and Economica Episode 1. So this is a sequel to it, or more, I would more prefer to call it a continuation of the story. That calls yeah, I mean there are some story things that still continue the story, so yeah. So there are a couple things which have changed from the Word and Economica 1 or between Word and Economica 1 and 2. I mean, one thing is remained the same is the publishers, which is Spicy Tales and Sekai Project, and the Word and Economica episode 2 was published on in what was it was July of this year, so meaning July 2015. So even though I'm doing the coverage now, but I mean it's because I just found time to cover it. So yeah, without further ado, let's have a look at the options, which are one of the things which have unfortunately have gone wrong with episode 2. So let's have a look at it. So we have the standard menu, display, windowed, full screen, text speed, auto advance. This thing is completely broken. I mean, it doesn't work for me. It's either fast or speed of light. Let's put it this way. So visual transition, normal, skip. BGM is turned down because of the licensing and sound effects. Yeah, that's the option menu. You might see that I have a CG mode and music mode here. Those become available, I believe, later on. I have cleared the Word and Economica, and so the things are available. You can see there's start, load, config, exit, CG, music. You might be asking, where is the language settings? There is none. There is none. There is no language settings in this game. There's simply in English, full English, and that's all. So no Japanese. I mean, the only Japanese in the whole game is the title. I mean, the background image of the title. That's all. Yeah. Maybe there might be some Japanese in the game, but I mean I do not remember. I mean, but there is no possibility to change the language in game, so as it was in Word and Economica episode 1. So let me start. Let's go. Let's put it on auto mode on the slowest setting as you could have seen, and let's do. You will see that it's kind of doing the speed of. I mean, this is the slowest settings you can ever get. So yeah. Okay. You can see it's pretty quick, but let's talk about the visual novel uh, in greater detail. As I've just complained, there is no language settings, which is, uh, I mean, sad. I mean, there was a comment from the Sekai project saying that you will need to change language of the Steam to allow for the Japanese to pop up, which is ridiculous. I mean, sorry, Sekai projects, you have managed to do it with Word and Economica 1. You managed to do it with other games. You managed to do it with what's called Fold Milestone. And yeah, and you have managed to do it with Fold Milestone 1. So where's the problem? You say it cannot be done without the coding. That's a heap of bollocks. So yeah, that's I need to criticize you for that. So uh, I mean, it's unjustified. So I mean, so there is a hidden setting somewhere to change it in to Japanese if you want, but you will have to dig around. Story-wise, I mean, again, it's very exciting story. It's much shorter than episode 1. So this one takes about, I believe, 8 hours to clear on not auto mode, but if you're actually reading through it carefully. So, I mean, if you would be reading it with this speed, it would go for probably 5 hours of reading. So, yeah, that's a good thing. So, yeah, I mean, it's short, but nevertheless, it's still catchy. I managed to do it in one sitting. I just started and just found myself 8 hours later. Just it ends here. So yeah. So the thing is there is going to be another continuation. So uh, I mean, the story fits nicely between. It's a nice episode and story-wise, yeah, why not? The pacing of the story is quite good. It's really interesting. It catches attention. The new character is really, really interesting, and her personality makes the main protagonist to evolve and everything. And yeah, and the story revolves nicely around the events of the Warden Economica 1 and how the character is trying to recover from it. And I must say it does really good job. I mean, the story writing is perfect. So, I mean, but that's, I would say, Hasekura Suna for you. So, yay. The translation turned out to be quite good. I mean, there are several things which my my supervisor at the university would call this is not English. But as I have just recently passed an free exam and started to write in Japanese and to do the English Japanese writing myself, I must say it's hard to do English Japanese translations to even make sense. So I mean, it's still hard, but some things are you can say, okay, this is strange English. So I mean, yeah, but I would say it doesn't ruin the story. It fits the story strangely. I mean, you would expect it to do so. So yeah, I mean, as I've said when quickly looking at the options menu, the mechanics of the visual novels are slightly, I would say, slightly broken this time because everything seems slightly off, or the speeds are not right, the sound bars and everything seems slightly buggy. It might be just my PC, but I mean, I had issues with it on my laptop and my PC, so I don't think it's going to. I mean, one is running XP, one is running Win 10, so there might be something in common. If I'm not mistaken, the everything, I mean, because it came out before Win 10, so I would say it's not optimized for it, yeah, yeah, but still. I mean, really, story-wise is good, system-wise, I think it's hasted, really hasted, and I do not know what happened at the Sekai project, but they rushed it. They rushed it, and you can feel it. So, or Sekai Project Spicy Tail. Somebody pushed it too far, and yeah, or it gives the feeling of it. I mean, everything what was in the Japanese version feels okay, and or Japanese in the original. So, but the rest feels slightly odd. So, gives this rushed feelings, or at least I get it from that. So, yeah. Okay, what there is to talk about? Music. I mean, the music is pretty much the same. I mean, of course, there are new tracks and everything for episode two, but it gives the same vibe as in War in Economica 1. I mean, sorry about that. It gives the same feeling. I mean, it really. The I wish I could play the BGM, but it gives uh, really good image. The images, the text, and the background music, and it makes really good combination, which just take you in and don't want to let you go until you're finished with it. So yeah. Uh, I mean, from what I have done better, I think from the episode one, I remember criticizing episode one for the BGMs just stopping at some point and just like there is this silence. The I mean, the silence is in episode two as well, but it's not so how to put it in your face. I mean, it just comes naturally. I mean, it was done more natural, so that I can say that has improved. And yeah, so that would be it. If I'm not mistaken, the game is or the visual novel, The Warden Economic Episode 2, is currently available at Steam for £10 or £10 or your region equivalent. So I would recommend it for reading it. For I mean, the characters and everything, the story wise, it's really good. But I mean, technically, I would be a bit slightly careful. So I mean, I would prepare you if you are going to buy it, prepare to do a lot of clicking. You cannot trust the auto mode because it's sometimes it's really quick, sometimes it's really slow, or I mean, it's incoherent. I mean, you will get this the full box of text, and you will have it. Uh, you will have the same time or less time where just an I would say a scream comes out or something like that, and you will have the same time to read it, which doesn't make sense. So I would slightly be careful about that. Okay, I would say let's finish this up. So I would thank the Sekai project for bringing the Water and Economica to the West once again, and we will be, or at least I'll be looking forward to the Water and Economica episode 3, which will wrap up the story. So yeah, I mean it will be interesting to see how the story unfolds, how it will end. And as with all Isuna Hasekura's works, it will be pretty exciting. That's one thing to be certain. So yeah. Okay, thank you for listening. And if you like this video, please hit like, subscribe, and if you know somebody who might like visual novels and is still wondering what to buy, point them to the One Sitting Into series. And yeah, okay, Chris appeared, so this is all for now, and have a good night. Goodbye.